Have you ever had a moment where a dream felt too real to ignore? As English learners, sometimes it's not just the vocabulary or grammar that challenges us, it's the deeper connection between words and meaning, between reality and imagination. That's why stories help. Stories like this one, where something impossible feels strangely true, can help you learn English in a way that sticks. If that sounds like your style, hit subscribe to SpeakEase. Let's dive into the story. I had lost something years ago. Something small, but important. A silver ring. Nothing fancy, just a simple, smooth band my grandfather had given me before he passed away. I wore it all the time, until one day it slipped off during a run in the rain. I noticed it was missing when I got home, and I retraced my steps for hours, but it was gone. That was 5 years ago. Since then, I thought about it sometimes. In quiet moments. On cold mornings. It had become one of those things that belonged to the past, something I would never hold again. Then came the dream. It started like a memory. I was walking down a narrow street I used to live on in my early 20s. The air in the dream felt thick, like everything was underwater. I passed the old coffee shop, the corner bookstore, and finally came to the tiny park at the end of the block. In the dream, I looked down at the roots of a large tree, one I had walked past hundreds of times. There it was. My ring. Half buried in the dirt, shining faintly in the dim light. I reached down and picked it up. It felt cold, heavy, and warm at the same time. I remember feeling like I couldn't breathe, not from fear, but from some strange emotion that I still can't name. And then I woke up. Morning light poured into my room. My heart was still beating fast. The dream was vivid, detailed, and alive in my mind. I got dressed quickly, grabbed my keys, and without even brushing my teeth, headed to the neighborhood in my dream. It had been years since I'd walked that street. Everything looked smaller, older, but familiar. The coffee shop was still there, with a new name. The bookstore had become a smoothie bar. But the park, that little park, was unchanged. Same old bench. Same tree. I stood in front of the tree, unsure what I was even doing. I looked down at the roots. And I froze. There was something caught in the dirt, pressed between two thick roots. I knelt down, heart pounding now. I reached out, brushed the dirt away. The silver ring. Exactly the same. Slightly worn. A small scratch along the inside edge, just like the one mine had. I didn't cry. I didn't laugh. I just sat on the grass for a while, holding it. Turning it over in my fingers. Looking around like maybe someone was watching. But no one was. It was real. It was here. It had waited. Since then, I wear it again. Not every day, but often. And now, it's more than just a memory from my grandfather. It's a reminder that not everything lost stays lost. And sometimes, stories, even the ones we dream, are trying to lead us somewhere. So what English did you learn from this story? Phrases like retraced my steps, half buried, dim light, and press between roots. You learned how to describe a dream in detail. You practiced past tenses and deep emotional vocabulary. And more importantly, you stayed inside a full, meaningful story in English. If this story gave you chills or made you wonder about something you've lost, subscribe to SpeakEase for more. Leave a comment, what's something you once lost that you wish would come back? Language grows when emotion and imagination work together. And sometimes, English shows up in your dreams before it shows up in your sentences. See you in the next one.